Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Kade, and you probably know these two incredible ladies because they have the hottest cupcake franchise on the planet. It's Georgetown Cupcakes, and Katherine and Sophie are joining me to talk all about their incredible success and plans moving forward. Get ready for a very tasteful day on Behind the Velvet Rope. Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Kade. All right, I'm going to share with you why I'm so excited with our in-studio guests. I'm going to actually show you in a second. I've got the ladies from Georgetown Cupcake joining me. Here's why I'm so excited, not because you're here or anything. This is why I'm excited. So I was telling everybody that save room, I guarantee that they're going to bring cupcakes. I'm like breaking the thing open. This is why they're coming in every Friday, they told me. I've got to show this. How cool is this? I'm going to show, we have Halloween cupcakes. I didn't even know what was in here, by the way. I'm going to start eating while we're on camera. You guys are the best. Like, seriously, if I worked with you guys, I would weigh 350 pounds. And that's why you got a TV show, a live streaming thing.
Well, the live stream is great because you can watch it and you don't gain any weight.
0 calories.
Watching the live stream into our bakery. So,
I was listening
win-win.
to you, but I kind of zoned out just smelling this. I'm sorry, like, say that. I'm like, literally, as you're talking, I'm like, Catherine's talking, I'm like, oh
the buttercream.
I'm going to put this down because it's dangerous and I'm going to eat it later. But, all right, guys, so congratulations. You guys have built an empire. So we met in 2010 when we were just reminiscing. We interviewed in Philadelphia at a buddy's office. Here we are at Al Roker Studios, and you've built an empire. Like, this is insane, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think when we met you, we only had our store in Georgetown, and we released our first cookbook with the show I just started. We have locations now in New York, Boston, LA, Atlanta, and we ship nationwide, and we wrote a second cookbook. And we're just having a ton of fun. You know, it's a lot of work running a bakery business, but I think for us, being sisters running it together, we don't miss out on family time, and it's like every day is kind of an adventure for us together. It's fun.
How's life changed? I mean, you have a hit TV show, then you have this empire you've built. Like, how's life changed for both of you?
I mean, it's changed. It's really cool now because we have this live stream video into our bakery that's 24/7.
By the way, as soon as we're done here, I'm going to go jump on it.
You have to. And it's actually really fascinating to watch it at home. It's very therapeutic sometimes when you just see people frosting cupcakes and packaging them, and you get kind of entranced by it. But that sort of changed our life a lot because it kind of opens us up to the whole world. And so, you know, we're always there. We're on our A game most days.
Yeah, I mean, it is because we have people watching from countries all over at like 3 in the morning, 6 at night. You can tune in anytime and watch. And when we first started, we were kind of nervous because it is like the ultimate level of transparency for a business. Like, it is not edited, tape delayed, or anything. What happens, happens. And things don't go right all the time in a bakery. And so I always say, like, when I know there's problems, when I see fingers pointing on the cams customers in their box, and I see there's like drama and like you get to see it all, like the good, bad, the frosting on the ceiling. You can see the eggs going in, the milk. You can see the red velvet being made. It's pretty cool to watch.
You guys have essentially become public figures because of this whole thing. Like, we were just joking around, like you did this whole thing with Martha Hunt, squad goals. I love that. We were talking, guys, before we got started. The goal in everybody's life is you got to become part of Taylor Swift's squad. Like, that is my goal. Like, Taylor, can I just be part of your squad? You've got to have so many famous people interactions that happen because of this. Like, what have been, and you don't even have to name the people, but give me some of the cool interactions that have happened with the stores.
Oh God, we've had everyone, we've had like Jennifer Garner, Reese Witherspoon come into our LA store. Usher came into our Atlanta store.
Do they want to meet you guys?
No, they just want the cupcakes. They just want the cupcakes.
And the coolest experience probably was having Sasha Obama's 10th birthday party at the bakery with her. We got to bake with her, Malia, and their friends, and like everyone baked their own flavor. And for us, like, that was pretty special. It's a pretty cool experience, and I think probably for us that was the highlight of our
Absolutely.
time so
How
far.
crazy is that? Like, is there Secret Service?
Yes.
Do they have to
Yes.
screen you?
The week before, the Secret Service came to scope out the bakery, and then they came the day before, and then they came while we were preparing, and then they stayed even when they left. Till they got back to the White House.
It was actually funny because people were knocking on the door trying to pick up their pre-orders, and they'd be like, they got an order to pick up. And like, they were having Secret Service, like, direct them and stuff. So it was a fun day.
Is expansion difficult? I mean, it's one thing when you have this cult shop, and there's lines. I remember when you opened the one in Soho, and I'm like, I've got to go. I was even debating, maybe they'll remember me. Maybe I'll send an email, maybe get like some kind of VIP treatment or something. Because there were lines around 2 blocks, I remember. Has it been tough for you guys expanding this whole thing and still being able to keep the flavor of what you're doing?
Yeah, and I think for us, that has been our goal as we expand, because we want to keep what makes Georgetown Cupcake special while still expanding. And it's a very, very tricky thing to do in a food business because, you know, the more you grow, the less control you have. And so Katherine and I are very, very careful and deliberate as we grow. And so we don't have, 50 locations. We have, 6 locations. And it is, we always joke that we wish we had another sister to help us run the business because it is a lot of work. And
I quit, guys.
Yeah.
See ya.
And you just have to be committed to it and be in the weeds. And we love being in the weeds and like going over details with our staff. And it really is. It's just, being all in every single day and, really caring about what you do. And the fact that you're passionate about it and your staff's passionate about it, that makes a huge difference. But it's a lot of work because when people, like you said, when people walk in that Georgetown Cupcake, the original one, they have that like special magical feeling. And we want our customers to have that same feeling when they walk in Soho or in Boston or in LA. And so for us, that is very much on top of mind every day in our business. Like it is what makes our job, challenging every day to make sure that we are meeting everyone's expectations. Not even meeting them when they see the show on TV or they see the live stream and they come to visit. We want them to come in and say, you know what, that place is as cool as it was on TV, and the people who work there are as nice as I thought they would be, and we want their experience to be so amazing that they go and tell 10 of their friends, and then they tell 10 of their friends. So that's definitely like a huge, huge part of the business.
You guys did one of the coolest things ever. I've got to put this up on the screen for everybody. This election cupcake arrangement.
Yes.
You guys have to see this. I'm going to show my viewers. Right off Katherine's Instagram, look at, how does we're looking at that, right?
Yes.
How does that, come together? How long does this process take, artistically? What's the whole thing?
So, it took probably, I would say, 6 hours for us to bake, frost, and put it together. It was
And we did it live, so you can watch it live.
You can watch it all live happening.
And you can actually see this one. We got into so many fights during this one. This actually tested our relationship.
Because it was like, turn it left, turn it right.
Because basically every cupcake is like a paint by number. So we have to frost every single cupcake with the right colors, and then you have to have faith when you put it together that it's going to look correct. And while we're doing, you're like, oh my god,
this looks terrible. I'm like, this doesn't look like anything. And then when you see it, it comes together.
Yes, yeah. But we got into so many fights.
You just have to trust the process.
Yeah. She'd be like,
Which is hard
don't
to
do this, don't do that, turn it more this way, and it really tested our relationship.
How artistically involved are both of you? I mean, are you kind of overseeing the whole process of doing something like that?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
But also,
Yes.
even just opening that box, every cupcake, it's like a person. It has its own
Yes.
personality.
Yeah.
So you guys design all this from top to bottom.
Yeah, and that's our favorite part of the business. I think for us, if we could do that all the time, that would be amazing. But when you run a business, there's all these other things you have to do too. But
You're like, I have bills to pay and I have payroll to make. And
yeah, but coming up with the decorations and the colors and putting them together, even how they're arranged in the box, we debate about that for sometimes hours, how they should go in the box.
We don't want two similar ones next to each other. We like to break it up. So
or the ghost's got to be on diagonals
Yeah.
and just little details like that matter to us. Because I think when customers open up the box, you have that reaction, that first reaction, you smile. And for us, that's really important that first impression is a positive one. So we really care about those kinds of details. It's not just about throwing cupcakes in a box. It's about opening up a beautiful, little box of jewels.
How important is the market? I mean, it's one thing to have a delicious product, which you do, but when did it click for you guys, artistic, not just the artistic part of it, but the marketing has got to be such a key. This is how we're going to get our name out there. Was that a premonition where that's going to launch a business?
For us in the beginning, the best marketing, we basically, started very unconventionally. We maxed out our own credit cards and used
Couldn't
up our
get a
life
bank
savings.
loan. It was the
Because we
beginning
started
of
in
the
2000.
recession.
It was the beginning of the recession.
Not a problem
2008.
anymore, I'm sure.
So, literally, we had no money for marketing, no money for advertising, no money even really for, a sign. But the best advertising we ever got was word of mouth. So customers would come to our bakery and they would try our cupcakes and they would tell their friends, and then they would come and they would tell their friends. And that's kind of what kind of built up this cult following in the beginning. Is just word of mouth, which has been the best for us.
One of our most known symbols is our pink box of cupcakes. But that actually was an accident. When we first started, our colors were black and white in our logo, and we happened to open on Valentine's Day. The timing just worked out. It was going to be Valentine's Day. And Katherine said, Sophie, what if we do pink boxes just for Valentine's Day? And I said, no way. Our colors are black and white. That's our logo. That's our stickers. Everything matches. And she's like, well, what about just for Valentine's Day? It could be fun. I'm like, no, we're not introducing pink into this. And she's like, she begged me and begged me. And usually, I win the fight because I'm the older sister. And then finally, I just couldn't. We had a million other things to deal with. I'm like, fine, go get the pink boxes. You do what you want to do. And so we did. We opened on Valentine's Day. We hit the pink boxes. And the next day, we had some pink boxes left over, and Katherine went back to packing everyone in the white boxes. And every single customer that walked in that day said, "Actually, can you take my cupcakes out of the white box and put them in the pink box?" And it was everyone. It was men, women, young, old, and everyone wanted the pink box. So that was something that happened purely by accident. And it's now one of the most recognized features of our brand. So sometimes I always tell people, don't overthink things. Marketing is definitely important, but some of your best ideas will just come to you without having to stress so much over it. And you just have to keep your mind open. Because honestly, if I didn't let Katherine go with it, I would have said, no way, we never would have done it.
When you look at being female entrepreneurs, has there been a lot of feedback? Have people come up to you and said, guys, love your cupcakes, but love what you've done as business people more?
Yes, we always love speaking at small business
forums, events, and things like that.
Yeah, especially female small business groups, and so it's tough. It's very hard. It's not easy, but it's nice knowing that you're not out there alone. And I think sometimes it gets to be you get very stressed out and down on yourself, and knowing God, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can pull through. But we always take comfort knowing that there's other women out there that are going through the same things that we are.
Yeah, I think especially for female entrepreneurs, balancing family and running a business is it's a challenge. And I think when they watch our show or maybe sometimes hear us talk, they realize that we're going through the same things they are. Every female entrepreneur goes through the same challenges, and then it starts to become a little more comforting, because you can feel very alone when you're an entrepreneur. And you're like, am I the only one who's this stressed out, or I can't get it together, or there's so many things I'm juggling, and you can get very discouraged. And I think when our show came out, people saw that we were a hot mess, and it's okay. It's okay not to have it all together all the time, and that's the experience everyone has. So we love sharing that aspect of our business. It's hard, but it's nice because we're sisters. For us, we work together as family. We're not missing out on family time.
Yeah.
And our mom is a huge help too.
Yes.
And a pop culture freak,
yes,
as I've learned.
She loves. Oh
Yeah.
she knows the most about
who's
everyone.
dating who, everything. She keeps us up to date on pop culture.
She knows all of Angelina's kids' names.
Yes.
Who's not talking to Brad at this
Yes,
moment?
yes.
We're living in this super health-oriented culture right now. Was it a tough sell? Here's cupcakes. Is it a tough sell?
I think that for us, desserts, we love desserts, and everyone's always celebrating something in life. And so, whether it's someone's birthday or, a wedding or a baby shower or, just an anniversary, you need some kind of sweet. You need some kind of cake.
Yeah.
And so, we sort of fill that void. So when you need something for these events in life, you'd come to
And the
a
nice
bakery.
thing about cupcakes is they're single portions.
Yeah.
They're small, desserts, individual, just for you. And I think, like Katherine said, people don't necessarily want to deprive themselves. You can still lead a healthy, balanced lifestyle and work out and eat healthy. But once in a while, you want
to
something
celebrate.
sweet. You want some chocolate. You want some, a cupcake or something. And I think when you deprive yourself completely, sometimes you can get a little cranky. I know if I don't have a cupcake or whatever, I'll get in a bad mood. So
Yeah.
Do you ever think about expanding the brand? I don't know, home furnishings. Hey, we're gonna do Georgetown home. I mean, there's got to be so much opportunity now, Shark Tank style, where people like Mark Cuban call you out of the blue and love the cupcakes. How about making pillows? Do you have that type of stuff happening?
I mean, we do have people approach us for licensing opportunities, and we have things that we'd like to do in the future. But for us, we're very, very focused on kind of preserving the integrity of our brand. We're very protective over it. We don't franchise to anyone. All of our locations, are run by us. We play a very, very close role in managing each one. And I think for us, we really want to create a long-term, very special bakery brand. And I think for us, we want to be very selective in what we do. So we haven't done a ton of that, in the past. I think some things make sense for us in the bakeware space, or mixes and things like that in the future where people can use at home. And we share our recipes in our cookbooks. But we're very, very cognizant of not diluting our brand in any way. Because I think sometimes companies can make that mistake where they just want to grow at any expense, and they end up diluting what's really made them special to begin with.
Is there an end game? Do you guys sit around and say, here's our end game, 100 stores?
We're training
100...
Katherine's daughter.
Yes, we are. My daughter, yes. We're succession planning is going on right now. The only problem is that her favorite color is purple.
Yes.
So we're afraid she's going to change all the box colors.
If you screw up what we worked so hard to, I'm going to kill you.
She's only 3, so we're working on her.
Yes.
Trying to convince her.
She's already learning the swirl. She's got
Yep.
that. She's actually doing okay with that.
Yeah.
But the pink-purple thing is an issue.
It's incredible. I talk to so many celebrity chefs, and the culture right now, they have become A-list celebrities in their own world and in their own right. I mean, you go to the Food and Wine Festival here in New York, and it's people are chasing Giada like it's like literally like it's Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Is it blowing you away to be part of that culture, to be recognized, to essentially be public figure? Is it like blowing you away to see what's happened with the food world?
Yeah, it definitely.
And it's for us, it's amazing meeting people who are fans of the show or fans of our cupcakes, and like we love meeting them. It's a lot of young girls too who dream of one day owning their own restaurant or bakery, and they come up to us and they share their stories. Sometimes they show us their business plans, and these girls are only like 8 years old, and I'm like, wow, you guys have it together. But it's really nice. I love it.
It's cool though meeting people from across the world because you don't think people like in Asia are watching the show or in South America or watching the show, and we'll get people come in from Argentina like, oh my God, I love you guys. And for us, like that means a lot because, you know, to come in to like make a trek to try our cupcakes because you really wanted to, like to make us a stopping our trip to DC, like that's a huge honor for us. So like that's why we really, really care about our customers' experience because they come a long way to visit and to try them out and to see them. So we love it.
Is there one cupcake that you're most proud of?
Well, I am most proud of one that never actually got sold in the bakery because Sophie said no, but it was a deep fried red velvet cupcake.
You with the nose.
You can tell the story.
Well, it's a deep fried red velvet cupcake, and it looks terrible because it's deep fried, but it tastes amazing.
Yeah, I mean, deep frying anything is pretty much amazing. So she basically threw a cupcake and some batter and in a deep fryer and put some powdered sugar on it. And yes, I admit it tasted amazing, but we just couldn't sell it. Maybe one day we will, but in some kind of cone or something. But
at a fair.
Yeah, it just looked like a big pile of fried dough with a cupcake in the middle. But it was good. I'll give you that.
What's next for you guys?
We're working on our cupcake cam builds. We have a really cool one planned for Thanksgiving and the holidays. And some exciting things for 2017. I don't think I can say just yet, but 2017 is going to be a really fun year.
World domination. Dr. Evil stuff. We're taking over the world. You know what's amazing about you guys is you built an incredible product, but your personalities are so camera ready. Like it's, you have to understand, as a host, sometimes it's like pulling teeth. And especially for people who don't do this and I'm sitting with you guys, I'm like, I forget the cameras are there. I mean, you were built to do what you're doing. It's really awesome.
Thank you.
I would have said anything. You could have sat there like this the whole time and I'm like, you're the best. No, you guys are really incredible. And I think you're an example for women everywhere in any type of field as to if you have a dream, have a passion, are willing to max out your credit cards and want to make it happen, you can become bosses. So congratulations. I'm so happy to see you guys again. It only took 6 years, but I'm happy that you have an open invitation anytime. See you next Friday.